Sorf. Right now, you feel like you're sitting still. You're watching this screen, maybe scrolling through your phone, or just relaxing in your chair. But in reality, you are a passenger on a massive cosmic spaceship hurtling through the darkness of space at over 1,000 miles per hour. The Earth's rotation is constant, so we don't feel it. It's like being in a smooth-running airplane. You only notice the speed if something changes. But imagine for a moment that something does change. Imagine if, for just one single second, the Earth decided to slam on the brakes and stop spinning. In the time it takes for you to take a single breath, the world as you know it would cease to exist. This isn't just a hypothetical disaster, it is a total planetary reset. To understand why this is so deadly, we have to look at the physics of our everyday lives. Specifically, the law of inertia. This law states that an object in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. At the equator, the Earth is spinning at roughly 1,600 kilometers per hour. If the ground under your feet suddenly stops, you do not. Imagine being inside a car moving at 1,000 miles per hour when it hits a brick wall. You would be launched forward with more force than a bullet from a gun. But it's not just you. It's the cars on the street, the trees in the park, the water in your glass, and even the massive skyscrapers in our greatest cities. Everything that isn't bolted directly to the Earth's solid bedrock would be hurled eastward at supersonic speeds. People would be thrown through walls, and buildings would snap like toothpicks under the sheer force of their own momentum. In that first second, billions of lives would be lost as the entire surface of the planet becomes a chaotic collision zone. But let's say, by some impossible miracle, you managed to survive that initial impact. Your problems have only just begun. Because even if the solid Earth has stopped moving, the atmosphere, the very air we breathe, has not. The air is still moving at 1,000 miles per hour, creating winds more powerful than any hurricane or tornado ever recorded in human history. These supersonic winds would scour the Earth's surface, ripping up trees, houses, and even the top layer of the soil beneath our feet. The friction between this fast-moving air and the now stationary ground would generate such intense heat that global firestorms would ignite almost instantly. The oxygen in the atmosphere would feed these flames, turning our vibrant green planet into a scorching ball of fire and dust within minutes. Then comes the final blow: the water. Our planet is 70% ocean, and water carries a massive amount of momentum. When the Earth stops, the oceans would lurch forward in a terrifying planet-wide surge. This wouldn't be a normal wave. It would be the entire mass of the ocean moving as one. A wall of water, miles high, would rush toward the continents at the speed of a jet engine. Coastal cities like New York, Mumbai, Tokyo, and London would be swallowed in a heartbeat. There would be no sirens, no warnings, and absolutely nowhere to run. As the water rushes toward the poles, the map of the world would be permanently rewritten, leaving some parts of the Earth completely dry, while others are buried under miles of salt water. Now that 1 second has passed. The Earth begins to spin again, resuming its regular rhythm. But the world it returns to is silent. The infrastructure of humanity, our bridges, our power grids, our internet, and our homes, is gone. The sudden stop and start would have triggered massive tectonic shifts, causing earthquakes so powerful they would shake the planet to its core. The magnetic field that protects us from the sun's radiation might flicker or fail, leaving any survivors exposed to deadly solar winds. This thought experiment is a sobering reminder of how delicate our existence truly is. We build our lives on the assumption that the ground is solid and the world is stable, but we are actually riding a 1,000 mile per hour miracle every single day. So the next time you feel the breeze or watch a sunset, remember, we should be very, very grateful that the Earth never takes a break.